Hello, beautiful soul money revolutionary. It's your fearless leader here, Tori Cruz. And I do have a very exciting offer for you today, especially if you've spoken to me previously and you'd love to work with me, but the price point has been a little bit unachievable at this stage in your journey. But before we get to that, let's calculate how many service hours you have left this life. Now, this is not morbid, this is essential. Okay, so I am nearly 37. Holy guacamole, how did that happen? Say I stop working at the age of 65 because, I love what I do and I plan on staying healthy. That means I have 28 years left of my career, okay? Now, I actually have a calculator. Get out your calculator and do this with me. If you're watching the replay, hit pause. Go and grab a calculator because this is a really, really great exercise to do. Okay, so say you decide to work until you're 65, type in 65 and minus your age. That's how many years you have left. For me, it's 28 years left in my career. Now think about how many face-to-face hours you have serving clients every week. So for me, it's 10. Because I work part-time. I have a son, a husband, we both work part-time, care part-time. I have 10 client-facing hours a week, right? So I'm going to take the number of years that I have left and multiply that by the number of weeks I plan on be working in those years. So let's be reasonable and say, 52 weeks in a year, everyone needs 4 weeks holiday in a year, and everyone needs, say, 2 weeks for life stuff like sick leave, equivalent of, or carer's leave, hi Karen, or something like that, right? So let's say there are 52 weeks in a year. I've got two calculators going now, one actual calculator and one on my phone. Karen, we're working out how many face-to-face service hours we have left this life. It's not morbid, it's essential. So say 52 weeks in a year and I take away 4 weeks for my holidays and I take away 2 weeks for things like sick leave or carer's leave or life stuff. So that gives me 46 working weeks in a year. And I've worked out on this calculator that I have 28 years left in my career. So 28 years with 46 working weeks each, right? So that means I have 1,288 weeks left of my working life if I am lucky enough to live until I'm 65, which, let's face it, there are no guarantees, but I'm operating on the proviso that I'm going to live till a ripe old age and I decide to keep working till I'm 65. So now I have 1,288 weeks left in my career. So I have 10 client-facing hours a week because I work part-time. So that means I have 12,880 hours client-facing. I'm talking to you, I'm helping you with your business. We're strategizing, we're teaching you how to make your business work, how to make it seriously profitable, how to make sure it's still in alignment with your soul purpose. That's how many hours I have, right? Now I want you to take that number of hours and multiply it by your current hourly rate. So a lot of people charge $150 an hour for a session, right? If you have 12,880 sessions left in your career and you charge $150 an hour, then this is how much money you can make in your life. This is $1,932,000 for the rest of your life, for your business. So ask yourself, if you're charging $150 an hour for your sessions, if you work part-time and you have about 10 client service hours a week, face-to-face, where you're actually delivering, and you're about my age, which is 37, and you want to work till you're 65, are you happy knowing that in this life, your business will make a maximum of $1,932,000 across your whole lifetime. Now, if you follow profit first, you only take home 45% of that, right? Or maybe 50%. So the max you're going to take home is half, which is $966,000 over the rest of your whole life. Now, if you're like me and you've got 28 years left in your career, that's $34,500 a year. Can you live on that? It's a genuine question. I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm serious. I can't feed my family and pay rent living in Sydney on $34,500 a year. Can you? Genuine question. This is why session-based pricing doesn't work. It doesn't work because even if you are fully booked every working hour, every service-based hour for the rest of your career, that's how much you're making a year. That's based on my calculations. I sat down and worked that out and I started sobbing. This is about 9 months ago now. I started sobbing, one of relief. I wasn't doing anything wrong because that's how much I was making about. In fact, I was actually making about 5K, between 5 and 10K a year more than that. And here was I thinking I was doing something wrong, that I was somehow not a successful business person, that even though, you know, I knew all the strategies and I was helping people get great results, that I was somehow bad at business and that this was my cap, right? If you're charging $150 for a session, you are capped. You have limited service hours this life. So how can you charge more and stay in your integrity and stay within your ethics and deliver an amazing service that facilitates phenomenal transformation and that gets people crazy good results, but that doesn't have you capped at this kind of salary? You need to learn how to sell high end. You need to learn how to work with someone for a longer period of time in a more committed fashion for a higher price point. And then you need to learn how to facilitate those amazing results for groups of people for the same price point. So you need to be in a position where you can facilitate radical transformation and epic results for a group of people at a price point that reflects the transformation you facilitate, at a price point that reflects the results you co-create with those people. That is not a reflection of the number of minutes you spend one-on-one with them. If you're a service-based online professional, this is essential if you're going to break out of this trap. Gosh, I can feel so much energy moving around this, not just from the people who are watching right now, but from the people who will watch this in future. It starts with your highest potential offering for your highest potential outcome with just, fewer people at a high price point that reflects the value of the work, the transformation the work facilitates, the outcomes of that transformation, and the benefits of it. And then once you're in a space of serious solvency, then you can roll out how you can serve more people, less one-on-one time, one-to-many, but still have a premium price point that reflects the value, the transformation, the results, the outcomes, and the benefits, rather than how many minutes of your life you've given them. If this is something you want to learn how to do, I am now at the point where I am able to help one-to-many at that lower price point. It's still a premium price point, but I am serving people now one-to-many. And the beauty of it is, in 6 weeks with me, you can absolutely learn how to do this, how to package up your work so that you can command higher price points for the results you facilitate, for the outcomes you facilitate, for the transformation that you usher in, and the benefits of the transformation and the results. And then you're in a position where you can actually work more deeply with someone for a longer period of time to get them somewhere tangible, rather than trying to convince them that giving you an hour of their time and $150 is a good idea. And then how far do you get in an hour? Sure, you can make great progress in an hour. You can facilitate some transformation in an hour. But how far could you get with that person if they committed to, say, 10 hours up front? And you were both very clear about what you were committed to, what you were going to be co-creating together, and what the end game of that was. Let me assure you, the results are totally different. When I was selling single sessions, even as a package of sessions, like you can have 6 sessions for the price of 5, right? I was still selling my time. I was not selling an outcome that I was co-creating with my client. I was not selling the transformational journey that we go on together. I was not selling the benefits of their destination that they really wanted to create. And then I wasn't in a position where I could actually say what needed to be said in order to get them there, because we didn't have that level of committed relationship. And so things would happen like people would rather give up $700 than overcome their fears and limitations around speaking to camera. People would rather write off, $600 or $800 than they would to do the hard yards to actually get where they need to end up. However, if at the front end they have committed, they know exactly what they need to do, they know exactly what you're going to do, and they have really put skin in the game to get there, and it's your job to hold them accountable and to get there, it's very different to like, oh, I'll just let those 4 sessions lapse and forget about the fact that I've lost $800. Because we would rather stay comfortable than do what we need to do in order to get where we want to go. And so this requires a high level of vulnerability and commitment. And if you work in the transformational space, if you really serve people to go on a deep journey, whether it's internal or external, emotional or in terms of doing things, implementing things, like for me in your business, you're implementing things, but the internal journey is parallel. It's aligning your business with your soul purpose and your soul's expression, and at the same time setting it up so that it's super profitable and you can be of the deepest service. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Ingrid. So this is why you need to calculate how many face-to-face service hours you have left this life, whether that be that you plan on retiring at 65, and we can all assume that we're going to have a good innings and work it out. Your service hours are finite. Your face-to-face client hours are finite, and every single day they are getting smaller. And if you times that by $150, that's how much you can make under that model. And if that's not enough for you to live on, that's fine, because really it's not reasonable to expect that you should be able to feed a family and fund your life on, say, $35,000 a year. And yet that is what I see a lot of women who are working part-time whilst raising families and looking after parents and doing other things. That's what they're expecting themselves to do. And then they get really frustrated and angry and upset with themselves when their income is $35,000. But we've just worked out that's all that is physically possible. So if you need to learn another way, you need to speak with me. Just drop me a GIF in the comments below and I will reach out to you via PM, because I am going to be teaching in that one-to-many model for $2,997 upfront, so it is $3,000, and in 6 weeks you will be in a position where you have packaged up your work in a way that allows you to command that higher price point, to stand by your results and outcomes that you've co-create and co-facilitate with your client, and to really own the benefits of that and own the power of the work that moves through you without feeling icky or sleazy or gross. It just is what it is. And your client can also see the value of that and feel very safe that if she makes the commitment to do the real work, that she will get to her destination with you. And then you actually need to learn how to sell it without getting in the way, without sabotaging it, without feeling like you have to be the loudest voice out there, shouting the loudest about your bargain basement prices. There is another way. It's all about fit. It's all about sussing each other out, seeing if you are actually soul aligned, if this is actually what you came here to do this time for both of you. And then being really clear about your role in that and their role in that. It's a process. You need to learn the process if you're going to be able to do it effectively. Now, what I've seen out there over the last 6 months while I have been, I've shifted my business model, I've shifted the way I teach and the way I operate, is that there have been lots of you out there who have spoken with me one-on-one, who really wanted to do the one-on-one deeper work with me, but you couldn't afford the price point. And I said, hold your horses, hang tight, because once I'm in a position of solvency, I will be able to facilitate teaching one-to-many, and there will be another option. And this option is now available to you. $3,000, 6 weeks with me. You will learn how to package up your work, how to sell it, and how to be visible in a way that allows your soul clients to actually see you, to go, oh my God, she's talking to me. And to be emotionally moved as well as intellectually moved, to feel that deep resonance with you and to feel the safety to connect with you and to have a conversation that converts to high level income, deep soul service work, doing what you actually came here to do this time with a soul aligned client. Kind of client that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I get paid to help you because I actually love you. I love your guts. Let me tell you, once you're in this framework and in this model and you have a converting, it's freedom. It's nourishing for you. You can feel that you're doing what you came here to do this time and that it is fueling you rather than like, oh my God, okay, what did we achieve in those 60 minutes? Great. See you later. I hope you book again. I hope you can see the potential of where we could take this. When you haven't spelled it out for them, that's not their job to understand that. That's your job to spell that out. But you need to learn how to do it. So please stop beating yourself up if you're making $35,000 a year or 40 or maybe 50 if you're lucky and you're burning out. I burnt out 3 times in 3 years. And it wasn't until the 3rd time that my husband sat down next to me, he put his hand on my leg and he said, baby, I don't think we can keep going this way. You've been on a roller coaster. If you're fully booked, you're exhausted but happy. If you're not fully booked, you're stressed to the max because you can see that the limited income you've got is leaving you. And it was true, it was right. And I couldn't scale that. I couldn't continually expand my reach because I didn't have any more energy. I didn't have anything else to give new people to show them what I could do for them because I was sucked dry. I was done. So I have to tap out and like recover. And yet what I was giving the people who were paying me wasn't actually the highest potential work that I could offer them. It wasn't actually taking them to their end destination. It was helping them take one micro step. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Thanks. But it's not like, oh my God, amazing, what I'm actually capable of facilitating. Can feel the heaviness of this situation. And if you're in this situation, please know that I understand. I was there. It's not you. It's not your fault. You can be running a really wonderful service that really impacts a lot of people's lives. And if you're selling it for $150 an hour and you're letting people book either one session or a pack of 5 for a discount, you're screwing yourself. And it's time to stop. It's time to learn how to build a sustainable and scalable business under a model that allows you to actually own the power of the work that moves through you, express that eloquently without making it about you, have the right people connect with you and the right people convert to deep work, deep service, high income, amazing results, and raving fans who then become your social proof moving forward. I had a client message me this morning and say, oh, someone's watched my video about the 5 biggest mistakes you can make on your healing journey. And she reached out to me. She said, I finally get it. You know, I've been looking for someone who wasn't to this or to that, but who could really tell me exactly what was going on. And you told me in that video in like 10 minutes. And now I really get it. And I want to talk to you, and I want to talk about how you can get me there. Do you see how different that conversation is going to be for those 2 people, rather than, oh, let me try and convince you about what I can potentially help you achieve in 60 minutes because that's all we've got. Stop selling yourself short. Stop selling your soul purpose short. Stop selling your work short. And your client, they need you to walk them from A to I should go this way for you because it's reversed. From your A to E, whatever that is. Not like, oh, A.01. If this resonates, if you understand what I'm saying and you're prepared to pay to play, to invest, to learn how to sell properly so that you can create an online service-based business that you can scale, drop me a GIF or flick me a PM and we'll have a chat about how we can do that together. This feels really exciting. I have been waiting about 6 months to be able to share this with you. And now that I am, it's like, yes, let's do this. Lots of love.